Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to XRC Ventures Demo Day 2023. My name is Sam Wils. I'm the director of the Accelerator. We have 12 exciting startups that are going to come up here in a moment and present. These remarkable companies belong to Cohorts 14 and Cohorts 15. We've worked with them over the past 4+ months, and their growth has been tremendous. They've closed new business development deals, grown their user base, new lines of revenue, and also closed rounds of funding. We're excited to show you their progress today. We're to go through our agenda. In just a moment, I'm going to welcome to the stage Pano Anthos, our managing director and founder of XRC. He's going to share the vision for what's driving XRC forward in 2023. He'll be focusing on AI and its effect on consumer brands and retails. Following that, our startups are going to come on and present. We've divided them into 3 categories: Consumer Healthtech, Generative AI and Martech, and consumer brands and next-gen commerce. In the middle, we'll also have XRC partner Sambar come up for a fireside chat with founder and CEO Victor Chapala of Suggestic, which is also an XRC portco. At the end, Demo Day continues here on the stage with our networking portion, the most important part. So please, come down on stage, network with our startups, connect with them, share your contact information. Last but not least, I want to draw your attention to the QR code on this screen. I'd love for everybody to take their phones out for a quick moment and scan that. The first thing is it'll be a guide to the program you're going to see today. And secondly, you'll also be able to find a link to how you can contact the startups in case you miss one or aren't able to connect with one at the end of our networking session. You'll fill your information out and your information will be passed to the startups. That is the most important part. Okay, let's get this show started. I'm excited to bring to the stage our founder and managing director, Pano Anthos.
Thank you. I love this band. They've been with us since the beginning, and they just add so much value. So thank you, thank you. All right. So first of all, thank you to all of you for coming and for Parsons for opening up the space again. Isn't this amazing space? It's just in the heart of New York. And we're really excited. Paul Rosengard is a Parsons board member and has been a huge supporter of us and Parsons for a long time. So thank you, Paul. All right, so thank yous. Lots of thank yous. First to my wife for giving me the idea to do this crazy idea back in 2015. And also to the startups for all the work they've done. They really have progressed. I've been through a lot of cohorts. This is a pretty amazing group, really is, in very tumultuous times, for sure. Last but not least, Christy Pogler is somewhere. Where are you, Christy? Amazing job. Thank you, Christy. Pulled all this off. All right, so what we're going to do is do a quick thank you all to our corporates and move right into what really is going on right now. So first of all, we're a venture fund, as you may know, because now we're called XRC Ventures, not XRC Labs. That name change came about because we went to the health conference, and our partners came back and said, people think we're a lab, like literally a lab. Oh, no. Okay, we got to change that. And so we moved very quickly. Big change, XRC Labs to XRC Ventures. We're quite excited by that. And also, just to remind you, we're not consultants. We are a venture fund, and we are after returns and helping our startups grow fast. We have 3 fund types: the Accelerator funds, which you are experiencing through the Accelerator and the startups today. We have an opportunity fund that is built around follow-on investing for mostly our Accelerator companies, as well as technology and capabilities outside our world. That platform and brand is led in terms of finding those startups and managing them. Sambar, a partner at XRC Labs on the West Coast, and our Brand Capital Fund, which is a new creation specifically for consumer brands, because as we all know, consumer brands are having a really hard time of it. And we got some really exciting developments there. I want to introduce 2 venture partners who have joined XRC as we continue to round out our ecosystem. Ali Tumasova, who is running the Accelerator program and is really responsible for the latest cohort, and we're really excited about what she's accomplished. She came out of VMG and most recently redesigned health and has a huge background in the consumerization of healthcare, and a lot of the things that we're doing today has been truly value add. Andrew Ross is our venture partner on the Consumer Brand Fund, the XRC Brand Fund, came out of Estee Lauder. He was the head of corporate strategy and development at Estee Lauder and has been a huge boon and resonance for us and growth in terms of our platform. Okay, the team continues to grow. I won't go into all the details, but we're really excited by what's going on there. Our portfolio continues to be diverse naturally. We don't force this. We don't have a quota. It just naturally is working that way. Great companies, great women, great BIPOC founders are part and parcel for what we are and what we want to be. Our portfolio is diverse. It's extremely diverse across brands and capabilities. I won't bore you with all the details, but it continues to grow, and we see new iterations and investment themes coming out. We have continued to predict trends early. It's ironic today that things like live streaming and AI are now considered table stakes. We were investing that back in 2016. That's now 7 years ago, which is kind of hard to believe. And we've done that in middle mile logistics and consumer brands, smart home, red light skin therapy, and a whole host of other things. So we continue to push the envelope and look for the latest. But the question really is here, what is happening to the consumer? Because at the end of the day, we invest based on consumer behavior. And we think that there's a kind of polarity here going on, that technology influences the consumer and the consumer influences the technologies. So we are investing across emerging channels, commerce enablement, sustainable commerce, and consumer health tech. And we'll be showing those companies today. So I want to take a couple minutes, in the 10 minutes I have left, to talk through the implications of AI because it is fundamental to what we're doing. And we've been investing in this since 2016, so this is not new for us. But what I want to talk about is a story. The best way to get a point across is to tell a story. And this was once upon a time. When you were a cave person, you ate what you made, and you made what you ate, and you survived. It was about survival, nothing else. There was no surplus. It was basically you eat what you killed, so to speak. But then, over time, we had peddlers and people who could make things for a variety of people, but all within a locus, your neighborhood. You know, you didn't get exotic fruits and vegetables, kiwi fruit, in the middle of winter. You had local products, local produce, local carpenters, local everything. No scale. And then all along comes manufacturing and Henry Ford. And the decision-making here was, as long as it's black, you can get one. A lot of decision choices to make, but it was a horse or a car, and people chose cars as opposed to horses. But then decision-making improved, and now we could decide what color we wanted, what model car we wanted. So decision-making became more and more important as opposed to production itself. And that, of course, put all kinds of strain and stress on the decision makers because they had to do it manually. So you can see where this is going. Next, of course, we have computers, which have given us the ability to automate those decisions to some degree by giving us the data we need to make decisions. But we still made them, relatively speaking, manually. We made the decision, not the computer. And then we've got chess, which was the breakthrough in artificial intelligence by which the artificial intelligent being, if you will, could beat a chess master. Why? Probability, any number of capabilities around AI, but that was the breakthrough that said even the decisions now, instead of being made by humans, will be made by computers. And now what we're seeing are bots talking to each other, negotiating deals. It's happening in the midst of us all, so that we're not even involved in the decision-making any longer. The decisions are being made by autonomous agents working on our behalf. And cars, which if you think about it as an autonomous agent, are beginning to move into autonomous manners by which the decisions of whether to turn right, stop, start, speed are being governed and managed by the computer, by the intelligence, as opposed to by us. Often with better results, by the way. If you consider my driving habits, my wife would tell you she'd much prefer to work with an autonomous driver. The implications are going to be profound as we get into areas like search, because today search is a manual process. I decide I want to go look for something. I decide what to type in. I decide of the list what to choose. It's my decision. That's going away. The decision will be made for me. More and more information about me, despite iOS 16, is going to be understood by the technologies out there, by the platforms, and they will recommend to me, much like we invested in this company Find Mine around Complete the Look, as to what I should wear. I would love someone to tell. My wife often tells me, don't wear that, wear this. She is my autonomous agent from that vantage point. But the fact of the matter is she does a better job than I ever will, and frankly, a computer would do a better job than I will. So why shouldn't I trust a computer to dress me? Think about it. And then the area of growth in retail is going to be, and continues to grow exponentially. The number of channels and platforms that are involving decisions that don't need people is growing and growing and growing across all facets. So Al and I are right now at 3 different corporate boards presenting the impact of AI on the corporate businesses. It's not a specific task or there's no consulting going on, but we're laying out the kinds of decision-making that's happening in front of them, whether they like it or not. Even something like lawyers. I know there's some lawyers in the room. They're good sponsors. We love you guys, all of you, ladies and gents. But lease negotiations will not require humans. All of the lease discussions, they're templates, they're patterns, there's recognition. That's going to be done and will be done in the future electronically. So there are going to be winners and there are going to be losers. Let's talk about the losers first. If you're in middle management, I'm going to say that again. If you're in middle management, your job is at risk. Why? Because there are predictive, repetitive tasks, if you're doing them, and logical tasks that will get completely taken over by the bots. They will do it for you, and they'll do a better job of it because the pattern recognition is better than even humans. So think about what is it that you uniquely add value to your organization and make sure you're doing that. Be innovative, not just for innovation's sake, but for your own sake as well. The people who will benefit most, ironically, are the less educated. The people today who barely have a high school education, even at that, will be able to program. Today, 40% of the software application is produced by Copilot without human intervention. And in 5 years, it'll be 80%. So you'll have truck drivers writing code as well as Silicon Valley engineers in the not too distant future. Computer programming will be a commodity. It will not be a special talent much longer. So who also benefits? We, the consumer. If you're involved in healthcare or if you have a health issue, this is an interesting study that was just conducted. It's kind of scary. The bot was 3 times more reliable, 3 to 4 times more reliable than the doctors against the same test. Okay, number one. So they were more accurate. And worse, and really scary is, they were 7 times more attentive and empathetic than a human. That's really scary. Okay? So consistency, reliability, predictability is what artificial intelligence brings to the table that doctors, humans in general, do not. Okay, so last but not least is how are these brands and retailers going to leverage AI? Because it's a big world out there, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, the data behind the scenes is the blood. It is your lifeblood. It is all that really matters. It's the data, and guess what? We do a crappy job of collecting that data today. Crappy job across the board in retail and consumer. We have department stores we love. They're taking cash register, distributions, and they have no idea who the consumer is, and they don't tell anyone else who the consumer is. This is a big black hole. Or you're a retail store and you have no idea what's going on in your store, but you have a checkout process, you have an in, you have an out, and that's all you know. It's incredibly pathetic, to say the least, how badly we do with data considering how good our websites are. Those data pools become even more important because they are learned and taught and grow naturally. So they will continue to grow. They don't need water. They grow on their own. They learn on their own because they're constantly taking more and more data into them. Enterprises, if you're here in the room and you're part of the 30 or so brands and retailers that have showed up today, you're going to be thinking a lot about your data, about bringing that and making it available for your own technology stacks. And that data is growing quickly. GPT-3 versus GPT-4 was a 3-year-old change. But the most important thing besides all the mores here, languages, inputs, and so forth, is this. The cost has dropped precipitously to build these data pools and to train AI dramatically. So you're going to see rapid change continue to happen. So here's a conjecture. For years, we've been saying the physical world is not terribly important. It's all about e-commerce and digital. Well, guess what? The physical world is even more important than it's ever been. Not because we're good at it, but because that's where the data is. Think about it. All the sensors, right? All the cameras. We're using them constantly right now, and we're not doing a very good job with them. All the speed traps that I end up in. But seriously, EasyPass, all the data they're collecting, they're not doing anything with. Imagine what they could do in terms of routing traffic and building a better pathway for our cars. And we're going to see this across the board. Forget Alexa and Siri, those are just examples. I know they're intrusive. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They don't add much value. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But the idea that the sensors are there to collect the data that's necessary for artificial intelligence and builds on itself is a story that we're trying to tell. And they will be all over the place. And they'll be in the outside world, and they'll be on the inside world. You know, I live in Brooklyn, Dumbo, and I would love if the BQE would have sensors up and capture the trucks who are making these incredible loud signs and air brakes, and they're going down the road. I would love if a sensor would pick that up, capture their license plate, and just find the living daylights out of them, right? It's easy to do. It's not hard. Why aren't we doing that, right? Or so you just think of the noise factor, or the quality of life we would have if something like that was built. Then inside the home is also very powerful. So let's outside the home. Let's talk about the retailers. Stores. 85% of all commerce takes place in a store today. 80%? Why aren't we capturing that data? What are we doing with it? Almost nothing. Almost nothing. Then likewise, when we look at consumer brands, we've actually invested in a technology that's a label, a smart label. Consumer brands have no idea how I'm using my products. They don't know how often I'm reordering, really, because I'm going through third parties. They don't know what my consumption levels are. Does anyone have a subscription model that works on a reorder basis? Have any of you as consumers ever gotten the right product at the right time? No. And there's a reason for that. They're not tracking properly. They're not capturing the data that's available if they'd only put their mind to it. So this is the world we're entering into, where this data makes my life a lot easier. I'm willing to give up this consumption data because it's going to make it so I don't have to think about reorders again. Be amazing. And then last but not least, in healthcare, think about the diagnostic power. So there's articles about heart attacks and this and that and various situations that arise based on signals that you may or may not pick up. I have an investor who had pancreatic cancer, and the only reason he knew he had pancreatic cancer was because of some urine test he took completely by accident, random. It wasn't like programmatic. That should not be happening. There's so much available to us now that we should be doing and can do with this data if we use it properly. But this all gets down to the last thing, loyalty. This doesn't matter if you do not build value for your customer and the customer doesn't perceive it as value. It's a two-way street. We have to make sure that the data we're collecting is useful. Everyone hates Alexa because there's no value except it's a timer, right? Or maybe it turns on your music. That's a very little value to us today. So to really be powerful, this data needs to be doing something for us, the consumer. And the startups you'll see today are talking that through to you today. With that, I bring Ali Tumasova to the stage to kick off our first class. Ali?
Thank you, guys. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Ali. Here at XRC, we're excited to back change makers ambitious enough to tackle the most daunting industry in our country, healthcare. It is the largest industry in the US, representing $4 trillion in spend. That's 20% of our nation's GDP and 5 times the size of the global advertising market. XRC has been studying and investing in consumer-led behavior change for nearly a decade now. We believe that the biggest challenge facing our healthcare ecosystem is not a question of science. It's a question of patient engagement, which ultimately is a consumer experience challenge. So today, we are thrilled to introduce a group of founders building better experiences to engage patients in their health journeys, ultimately improving historically poor health outcomes and preventable diseases. So with that, please join me in welcoming to the stage Emilie Faure, founder and CEO of Juniver.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm Emilie, and I'm the founder and CEO of Juniver, and we're a health company transforming eating disorder care. We've built a team of experts in digital health engineering, and sales. We have backgrounds at Babylon and Big Health, and we have clinical experts that are co-designing our model, and they're coming from Blue Cross Blue Shield, Harvard, and the NHS. We also know eating disorders because we've been there. We're not alone. 30 million Americans will have an eating disorder in their lifetime, and this is Sarah. She's 26. She's had compulsive overeating for over 7 years since she started dieting. She has a roster of gastrointestinal issues, cardiac arrhythmia from purging, and she's on medication for anxiety and depression. She sees a therapist, but therapy is only 28% effective for eating disorders. Her therapist isn't there when Sarah's staring down her refrigerator at midnight on a Saturday, or when she's walking down the supermarket aisles making silent promises to herself that today is going to be different. She's going to hold back. Or when she's at a birthday party and the cake starts vibing in her head. We've built Juniver to service Sarah. Whether it's micro-interventions for urges, texting with a coach, or peer support, she can access help anytime, immediately on her phone. Now, when that voice in her mind whispers, "I deserve it," or "just one last time," she can go to the Logic Brain playlist, tap whatever's coming up for her in that moment, and see the truth behind the lie. You don't deserve a binge. You deserve a binge-free life and content aligned with her values. Or when after a meal, she's still hungry, she can go to the Hunger Meter, an AI-powered tool that helps her establish whether her hunger is for food or for an emotional need that we help her meet. And when she's ready to rebuild that relationship with food, she can attend a live class led by a dietitian for tactics tailored to recovery. For the first time in years, her symptoms are improving. And that's how we win, on efficacy and efficiency. Our 4-week pilot was 92% effective. That's 3 times more effective than therapy alone, which cuts costs in the system by driving supply efficiency. We're starting direct to consumer for the $69 per year app that's non-clinical, and we've optimized that experience to run at break even while we build partnerships with key stakeholders to commercialize our care model. We were awarded an Innovate UK grant to fund a clinical trial starting in September, and we're closing our pre-seed round led by Fuel Ventures. We see a world where Juniver is the ubiquitous solution for eating disorders, so that when you present with one, you're prescribed Juniver. A tall order, but we're excited. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name's Elan Adler, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of RadButter Health, the first of its kind, price-transparent radiology network saving employers and employees 80% on medical imaging costs. We're a team of former healthcare operators and software developers with years of experience in the radiology industry. And after commercializing new radiology products and leading enterprise sales and strategic partnerships with some of the top providers in the country, I partnered with my technical co-founder, Maryclaire, to bring a product to the market that makes any patient a responsible, competent consumer of healthcare. So this is Mia, a store manager and patient, struggling with shortness of breath and a family history of breast cancer. And these symptoms are pretty frightening because those are two symptoms indicative of 2 of the leading causes of death, heart disease and cancer. And so last year, Mia needed to get many mammograms and CT scans to find out what was going on. And so she had no way of knowing what her exam costs were going to be, but she thought insurance was just going to cover everything, only to get blindsided months later when she got a bill in the mail for $2,600 out of her own pocket. And this year, she has to get those same exams, and she's wondering, do I take the risk? Do I gamble? Do I skip my exams, or do I go into medical debt? And that's why 41% of the country are facing some sort of medical debt today. At scale, 51% of people ages 18 to 64 will require at least 1 radiology exam per year. So that could be someone sitting on either side of you here today. And for employers in the country, that's costing them $32 billion in wasteful healthcare spending. Well, enter RadButter Health. By solving some major problems for providers and building in key business efficiencies, we were able to obtain the lowest rates on the market and save employees 80% in out-of-pocket spending. So for employees like Mia, That means she can get those same exams for only $400, and her employer is able to save $4,000 in employer-sponsored coverage costs with their insurance company. And for Mia's employer that employs 100,000 people, those savings quickly accumulate to as much as $37 million per year. But how are we different? Well, unlike what you do today, logging into multiple different portals for every hospital and provider, RadButter Health provides all your radiology needs in one place. If Mia or any employee needs imaging, their doctor sends their order to us. Mia can then open up the app and immediately be displayed multiple imaging centers, transparently sorted by the true cost of the exam and the distance that she's willing to travel. And in less than a minute, she can request an appointment, she can go get her exam, and the results will be sent to our app, her portal, her ordering doctor. So because we can integrate into any health plan, we're tapping into a $54 billion market that, as I mentioned, saves employers in this country $32 billion, and the opportunity ahead is to generate $6.5 billion in revenue and create a positive financial and medical impact for 86 million Americans. Today, we're in the midst of launching pilots with some of the top Fortune 500 companies in the country, with market demand from 15 more enterprises, insurance companies, brokers. And to accommodate that market demand, we are raising funds to scale our operations. But I think the big thing is the RadButter Health solution is just scratching the surface, as we are on pace to disrupt a major sector of the healthcare industry and change employee health benefits for tons of companies across this country as we know it. So I want to thank you all for coming to Demo Day today. Again, my name's Elan Adler, and thank you for listening to hear how we are redefining radiology at RadButter Health.
Hey everyone, my name's Nikhil Misra, the CEO of MedsNow, and we are the first company to provide the 23,000 independent pharmacies in the US with the credentialing and technology to become shoppable online. Independent pharmacies are everywhere. They have more locations than CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens combined, have a 13% higher customer satisfaction rate than chains, but have yet to unleash their digital potential, with fewer than 1% being able to sell online. So to tackle that, we've created a team with the perfect complement to unlock the sleeping giant that is independent pharmacy. I co-founded MedsNow coming out of the Cleveland Clinic strategy office with my co-founder, Islam El-Fiki, who became a health tech entrepreneur in residence after work aligning independent health clinics. Alongside us, Omar Awadallah has over 13 years experience as a pharmacist and operations manager. I understand what pharmacy can unlock, Islam understands how to get to our pharmacy partners, and Omar knows exactly what they need to make things happen. So let's see what Fred's Pharmacy needs. Fred's here in the city is no different than many other independent pharmacies who have cared for their patients multi-generationally and know that their high-quality service gives them the best customer loyalty. However, with more chains creeping onto his block, taking some of his customers, and providing them with the digital convenience they've come to expect, he's terrified. He knows he can't just use Shopify, but doesn't know how to navigate the cumbersome tech and compliance process to get online. He needs a solution built specifically for pharmacies, and thankfully, now he has MedsNow. MedsNow is Fred's solution, built by pharmacists for pharmacists. Using MedsNow, Fred gets the compliance and platform he needs to enable omni-channel retail, with consolidated in-person, digital, and web payments all in one platform. And by meeting patients where they are and starting to create a digital relationship with them, Fred's can boost their sales and retention while leaping into the modern age. Fred's doesn't have to worry about a complicated onboarding or integration with MedsNow's simple, streamlined steps that turn a months-long expensive headache into a simple 2-week checkup. MedsNow will fast-track the compliance using their exclusive partnership, get payments set up at significantly reduced rates, and give them their customized tech tutorial so they can hit the ground running. It's done immediately, it's inexpensive, and it gives Fred's the peace of mind to go back to focusing on caring for their patients. Independent pharmacies exist across every corner of the country, and with the role of pharmacy absorbing more point-of-care responsibilities, we have the incredible chance to ride that momentum and connect to related markets like direct-to-consumer testing, telehealth, benefits, and more if we have the right digital infrastructure. With just our MVP, we've already grown from 1 pilot pharmacy to 40 pharmacies and 2 wholesalers, have maintained 100% customer retention, have grown our average monthly pharmacy volume by 400%, and we are incredibly excited to announce that we just passed $2 million in GMV. We are MedsNow, and we are the future of independent pharmacy. Wouldn't you prefer to be treated by a local pharmacy like Fred's with personalized care and digital convenience instead of dealing with the amorphous bureaucracy of chains? Thank you, and come find us after to learn more.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, guys. Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you. I'm Al Sambar, general partner at XRC Ventures, and I focus on the Opportunity Fund, which does slightly later than the Accelerator, the other startups you're going to be hearing from today, and where we mostly invest in technology, both similar to what you're going to hear here of Consumer Healthtech, but also AI. So I thought today we just listened to a group of startups on talking about Consumer Healthtech, and our next groups of startups going to be AI. So I thought the perfect person for you guys to meet and talk about is merging the two of those. Victor is CEO and founder of Suggestic, which is a consumer health tech startup. I'll let him describe it here in a second. That's in the midst of this massive transformation of his business, given a shift to AI. So I thought it'd be a wonderful conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Victor, why don't you tell us a little bit about Suggestic? How did you start it? A little bit about your background and what Suggestic is trying to do for its customers.
Sure. So I'm a bit of a serial entrepreneur. I started when I was 15 years old with my first startup. I've had 3 exits and a couple of companies in the AI space. So when we started Suggestic, it was this idea of how can we convert like AI to help us with something that is truly difficult, which is the lifestyle changes. So we started with food because basically food is the hardest thing, both at a biological level, everything that those interactions, as well as from a behavioral stance. And we didn't suspect the behavioral side to be as important. And I think that that's where AI has come in mostly. So as we've progressed, right now we are a tele-wellness and behavioral engagement platform, basically. And so our customers, we're being a SaaS model, we're a B2B2C, where our customers are the businesses delivering wellness. And so we have everything from white label app to an AI-based wellness GPT.
Could you maybe do a minor, not too complicated example of a company trying to deliver a health journey using your product?
Yeah, so first, I would define what a health journey is, because that's what we've. So basically, in the same way in medicine, you go through everything from a diagnostics to a prescription to a therapy to an outcome. In the wellness case, it's exactly the same. But here, you're not prescribing because you get sued. You're not diagnosing. But what you're doing is you're taking people from where they are to where they want to be. And to do so is much more difficult because it's harder. When you need to change your habits, you need to change the way you do things. You either have to exercise more or eat better or eat different. And so that is, a health journey is basically 3 things. It's helping personalize that for the person. And it's not only personalize it for our bodies, it's personalizing it based on our preferences, our restrictions, our beliefs. And then we guide people through the process. And guidance is more of a hand-holding through what should I eat and what should I cook? How do I order at a restaurant? Or what time should I take my probiotic? Everything that has to do with that process. And then finally, you want to make it easy and convenient. And convenience is overseen normally because we are accustomed to healthcare where even if it's largely inconvenient, we get prescribed that. either a surgery or a pill. But in the case of wellness, where you have to actually modify your behavior, you'll go in for the fastest, easiest way possible to get to the health outcome you want. And making it easy and personalized, guided, and easy and convenient basically requires apps, technology, and AI. And that's where we come in by hand-holding people through that process.
So if I'm one of your customers, a clinic or somebody providing a health journey, like a large consumer conglomerate food company or something that wants to provide an output or a consumer journey, how does I get you connect them to all these devices and apps
Yes.
and data and menus and everything else? How does AI change that? How has that changed since ChatGPT and this world of generative AI?
So basically, we started off by building the technology that would connect labs, wearables, create automated dynamic meal planning, and deliver that through white label apps. And that, in addition to content and like guiding people through a 30-day process or a week process or whatever it was. And what was increasingly important is that personalization is never enough. We are like to go successfully through a and I was telling you earlier, like just guiding one of your kids into eating differently is almost impossible. So you have to personalize that, not only the behavioral science of what they will comply and that what they're willing to comply with, and also determining what are those changes that need to be done. So what we've now delivered is on a Wellness GPT. Wellness GPT, basically, what it does is it allows us to converge the deep domain expertise of our customers. And as you were saying, we have like from very large healthcare institutions, some of the actually biggest in the world, to the biggest food and nutrition companies in the world. So we have all that range of customers, and what they do is they build these health journeys on top of our platform and then deliver it either through apps or through chat. For instance, the Wellness GPT functions as a chat-enabled interaction. So what you're doing is you're combining their deep domain expertise and everything from weight loss to oncology, and then adding a layer of behavioral science, where you're prompting people to do and asking them what they should be asking them what they had for breakfast, logging that without them having to pull from a menu, and then actually having constant interactions with them. Now, the key piece here is that it's not the company having interactions. We don't care if our lab test company wants to chat with us. We care about our wellness professional, like everything from a personal trainer to a coach to a practitioner, whoever it is that we're interacting with, we want to know that those messages come from them. So basically, the way we've thought about technology is an enhancement to the human professionals. Because at the end of the day, we don't feel accountable to our Alexa or to our, probably not even to our alarm clock. Like, we just hate it. But we feel accountable to our coach, to our trainer, to our nutritionist, to our doctor. And that is where, if we can enhance and engage the doctor with the person, giving them predefined text messages that can go back and forth without them having to spend all their day on the phone chatting with their patients or their customers. And that way we can enhance 10 to 100 times how many people they can guide through the process and give them the domain expertise already embedded in those messages so that they can actually do that faster.
So I'm going to jump backwards to Pano's slide, right? Pano actually picked on how unempathetic a robot is in his example.
Well, actually, the empathetic robots. But I think that we will get to a point in which when an AI is undistinguishable from a human, like in the movie Her, you'll fall in love with the day you can fall in love with an AI, you can also you can feel accountable to an AI. But before you get there, I think that there is this concept of co-evolution. The only way that we will actually make the world better with AI is we can co-evolve. And co-evolution is by having a symbiotic relationship where AI is enhancing our ability to deliver better care. And I think that one of the most important, or I would say the most important factor in a wellness transition, a wellness journey, is to have a human with which you interact. So people pay more to go to a gym, to be with people, to be with a trainer, than you could always do it at home, and you could do it with an iPad, or you could do it with a free YouTube video. But it's when you're paying for having someone you can rely on. And I think that will never change. We want to see people, we want to interact. And what we want to do with AI is how do we enhance the ability of these people to actually help more. And so we are moving this concierge medicine or concierge care idea where you're interacting all the time with someone to be broad. So now that brings the price down, that allows people to service more people and more people to feel. So I think that the change we will see is mostly wellness as a service being much broader than what we are seeing today.
So to your question, the customers you described earlier, or providers or clinicians, I get why you want AI and why you're investing in building AI. How is the practitioners so far? Are your customers asking for it? Are they willing adopters? How eager are they? How scared are they? What are you finding from your customer side?
Customer, the businesses. So what is super interesting is we recently acquired a company that had been 5 years building precisely in text messaging interactions, but they had them scripted and then the humans in the loop when the script went off script. And a third of those interactions were, but what they really solved for was this text messaging. You read 93% of your text messages, or actually in average everyone reads, but you only read something like 19% of your in-app messages. So it's really, it brings that up, but it increases everything from conversion to paid users to retention, engagement, successful outcomes. Like people finish the journey 6.5 times more if they have this companion where they're actually interacting with someone who's a human. And this human can have those text messages pre-written for them with the AI, but I'm still accountable to that person. It's like having an autocomplete in your email. So basically, that person is sending me the messages, I'm interacting with them, and all the metrics for the businesses increase. And if you see like 15% increase in month one retention, that could be doubling the retention. And actually, we compare that to apps. We're better than the best apps. Like in the text messaging section of engagement, it's more engaging than Facebook. Why? Because you're interacting with someone. Like, of course, if someone writes you, you will write back, and you will interact, and you'll feel cared for, and you'll feel grateful that someone is checking up on you.
So personalized concierge medicine works. AI allows you, the provider, to be able to deliver it better. But to that sort of ominous question that everybody asks, does that mean I don't need the humans delivering concierge anymore because AI is going to deliver it? Or is your point of view, this is going to allow more concierge and more is this a job eater or a job creator?
I think it's exactly the same as our planes already fly themselves, but we always have a pilot there. And that is more because of us humans. And the cars already, some of them drive themselves, and we are still need to sit behind it. And actually mine keeps beeping and telling me not to pay attention, and it's quite. So we need humans in the loop, sometimes for liability reasons, sometimes for actual. And I think that in the wellness industry, which is lifestyle changes, nutrition, we will need humans in the loop because that, first, it's the best way to distribute. Every single large direct-to-consumer health company, like everything from probiotics, supplements, lab tests, all of them have distributed through wellness professionals. And that from functional medicine practitioners, integrative chiropractors, nutritionists, personal trainers. You find that over and over again, that the ones that scale have humans in the loop being this last mile. So now they're not only becoming like the prescription side of wellness, but now they're also becoming the delivery side when you can actually empower them to talk intelligently and several times a day with their clients and add more value to their lives, keep them engaged, and allow them to reach their outcomes. So I think it's really helping the businesses, but it's also helping the professionals. And it's ultimately, and I think that's what matters most, it's helping the people at the other end to really improve their outcomes.
Well, one last question, which I want to come back to this cost. If you remember Pano's chart where the cost to develop is dramatically lowering. You said you acquired a company that spent 5 years building a chatbot, essentially. How long, what do you think of time and cost now?
So it took them 5 years to build their infrastructure and deliver, and there was a lot of consultant that went into every one of those implementations because they had to write the script, and now all the scripts get pre-written immediately. Like you just take a concept and then you tweak them evidently. Every interaction has a goal. And then every text message is not only taking into account all their methodology and behavioral engagement, but it's also adding deep domain expertise that is based on the labs or the supplements, the probiotics or whatever it is, and delivering these very small, like what we're seeing is implementing, and that took us 3 months to implement. And it took them 5 years to have the other solution, which was much. So implementation is faster. But then actually we had their data to actually train with. So that is also, whoever has the data and having the data pipelines becomes a huge advantage. Because for us, the acquisition was partly their methodology, their know-how, but most importantly, the data that we could use to kickstart our models and have those same outcomes from the get-go.
That's terrific, Victor. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having you here. While they're cleaning off the chairs, let me introduce our next topic. So we've talked a little bit about the consumerization of health tech, and we're now going to move on to generative AI and marketplaces. I cannot imagine anybody in this audience has been able to avoid the conversations in the media around generative AI. We've been looking at it, to Pano's point, all the way back to 2016. Like in some of our very first cohorts, we've been excited about it. But you're going to notice here in the cohorts, the portfolio companies coming up next, just the massive acceleration on how fast and how advanced AI has been able to develop some companies. So without further delay, our Radd is our next portfolio company.
Hi, my name is Sivan Baram, and I'm co-founder and CEO Radd, an e-commerce intelligence platform for boosting user-generated content via shoppable, authenticated, and data-driven video reviews. One of the biggest challenges for online brands in 2023 is boosting and maintaining the customer trust. This is especially evident when it comes to product reviews, as nearly 100% of us rely on at least one product review before making an online purchase and believe they should be verified. Introducing Radd, video reviews that are shoppable, allowing the customers to add to cart directly from the video with one click, authenticated with our patent-pending verification process. That means no more fake reviews. And it is also data-driven with a full analytics dashboard that allows the brands to monitor the video performance and get immediate insights about the customer behavior on site. Our video reviews can also be broadcast live, bringing the social influence all the way to the point of purchase with an entirely new sense of urgency. On average, our live sessions are boosting conversion to sales by over 700%. Our AI tech means that each and every customer meets a completely different set of video reviews in accordance with their purchase history and their personal preferences. We are very excited to launch this closed beta alongside the giant NVIDIA Inception Tech Program. Our customers, some of which are top-tier brands, are seeing an over 15% increase in monthly conversion to sales, and over 25% increase in engagement and retention on a daily basis, as well as an over 50% increase in traffic, thanks to our live sessions. We are very proud to be available on Shopify, one of the biggest e-commerce platforms, with over 1 million e-commerce brands who can now download Radd with one click. This is an incredible opportunity for us to scale fast, but it's only the tip of the iceberg for us, because Radd can rapidly scale across any e-commerce platform. A market share that is projected to reach over $15 billion by 2031. We have made quite a few achievements ever since we initiated Radd, especially this year. We won Product Hunt, Product of the Day, and we were selected as one of the most promising SaaS tech products for 2023 by Products That Count, a community of over 300,000 product managers. As for our traction, we are expected to reach 100 Shopify customers by the end of this year. This is our founding team: Bezalel Rakovsky, co-founder and CTO, a highly experienced tech lead and CTO for various startups and enterprises. I myself am a passionate entrepreneur with over 15 years of content marketing experience. We have successfully completed our pre-seed round, and we are now raising additional funds for the purpose of scale. Thank you, and welcome to the Radd future of e-commerce.
Hello, my name is Jesse Hollander, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Teleperson. At Teleperson, we're finally fixing terrible customer service by redesigning the end-to-end journey around the needs of the customer, making customer service as effortless as calling a friend. Our team has decades of experience in the core technologies, operational complexities, and compliance requirements needed for today's customer service. And we know that when customers shop at companies that offer poor customer service, those customers are likely to cut their spending with those companies by over half. To put that in perspective, that's essentially the market caps of Tesla, Visa, LVMH, and ExxonMobil combined at risk every single year for US businesses. And if we look at the customer service scores across multiple years over the last several years, even though AI is getting better, we actually find that those scores are getting worse. Now, why is that? It's because the vast majority of customer service is still dominated by a person picking up the phone and wanting to speak with another human being. Let's take Lisa, for example. Lisa wanted to make a change to her home insurance company, but she could not do it online. So she picks up the phone and dials. Now, she's automatically brought into a long list of call options, which seem to continuously change, but none of which actually matches what she needs. So, still wanting to speak with a person, she hits 000 pound before yelling, representative, representative. This might sound familiar. Now, why is this so difficult? We argue it's because customer service has actually evolved around the operational and financial needs of companies rather than the customers they serve. At the end of the day, we believe that customer service should not be about a technology or a chatbot per se, but rather choice and control for the customer. And this is exactly what we're building. At Teleperson, Lisa now has 100% control across the end-to-end journey, not just for the home insurance company, but every other company that she does business with. Her subscriptions, her utilities, her favorite brands, many of which are probably included in this room. So instead of picking up the phone and making a call, she can simply click on the Teleperson app, find the company she wants to do business with, and choose the path that makes the most sense for her. We'll also be launching a conversational AI capability that will allow her to simply say what she needs, and Teleperson will take her directly to where she needs to go. Whether it's a problem that she has, a question that she has for the company, or maybe she wants to purchase something. Now, we can do that because we're taking that complex labyrinth of call tree options and translating it into a beautiful and intuitive interface that's consistently designed across all of the companies that she does business with. Now, in March, we launched a closed beta with over 8,000 companies on the platform and about 250 consumers with whom we speak every day to understand the services that we can offer on both the free and premium level. And because Teleperson is a dual-sided marketplace, we also integrated with a contact center in April so that we can extend enterprise-level contact center functionality to the SMB market. And already 3 companies have chosen Teleperson to help redefine their customer service experience. Now, our vision is simple. By redesigning the end-to-end journey around the needs of Lisa, we could become the default gateway for Lisa to contact any company that she does business with, giving her the choice and control and representing what we feel is the future of customer service. We're currently raising a seed round to help fund an ambitious and aggressive roadmap for both the company and the customer side. If you would like to experience this reimagined and enhanced customer service, join Teleperson today and become part of a journey redesigned around you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maryclaire, founder of Cluey, which is the world's first brand transparency platform and digital discovery tool that is killing analysis paralysis for conscious consumers by putting values-aligned brands directly in their shopping carts. Our team of former journalists, data nerds, and researchers are experts in identifying credible information and storytelling. As a former CNN journalist and corporate researcher myself, I knew that the information that conscious consumers were looking for was out there. It just didn't exist in an accessible, easy to use, or trustworthy format. So I assembled a team to help me bring the vision of Cluey to life. But who needs Cluey? Let's meet 2 of our consumers, Elise and Ben. Elise is a new mom looking to totally revamp her household's personal care products with safe and non-toxic brands, and she really cares about supporting women-owned businesses. Ben just got a new job, needs to totally revamp his wardrobe, but as a self-proclaimed environmentalist, he's jaded of the rampant greenwashing from the fashion industry. Elise and Ben are part of a growing consumer trend driven by millennial and Gen Z consumers, who have a combined annual spend of $740 billion. Over 80% of this group have indicated that they want the brands they buy to align with their values. The issue is that people like Elise and Ben are wasting up to 15 hours on average each month in research rabbit holes and analysis paralysis loops, often ending in dead-end non-purchases or regretted purchases. So that's why we built Cluey, the easy-to-use, trustworthy brand discovery platform with thousands of everyday brands, from blue jeans to coffee beans and everything in between, helping people like Elise and Ben make purchases that they can feel good about in seconds instead of hours, cutting through the noise of Instagram ads and Google search results by acting as a personal values shopping compass. Here's how it works. Elise is at the drugstore, pulls up Cluey on her phone to start comparing brands right in front of her. She immediately identifies a woman-owned brand selling baby products like sunscreen and lotion made from ingredients that she can feel good about. Ben, on the other hand, is casually browsing Cluey on his computer at home, identifies 2 workwear brands for men by plugging in a few simple keywords into our intuitive search engine that matches style and have high environmental impact ratings on Cluey. We can do this because we've aggregated thousands of data points from the most reputable third-party data sources out there today, and we've translated that data into easy-to-understand ratings and impact snapshots. Plus, because Elise and Ben use Cluey, they're able to unlock exclusive discounts and coupon codes, making shopping your values not only more accessible, but affordable as well. And to date, our Young Company has, through mostly organic growth, grown our conscious consumer audience to over 12,000 consumers. 66% of consumers using Cluey are changing the brands they buy because of information learned on our platform, and we're just getting started. I'm excited to announce our latest tool that makes shopping your values easier, a generative AI-powered chat-based shopping assistant, Cluey Concierge. You can be one of the first people to test it out. So we hope you'll join us on Cluey today and start making a greater impact through your everyday purchases. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. How about a round of applause for the band real quick? I almost made you play Who Let the Dogs Out, but decided against it. Hi, I'm Brennan Woodruff with GoCharlie, and we are building the AI marketing assistant of the future. Now, it's no secret, as we've discussed today, that we are in the age of generative AI. ChatGPT has shown us just how transformative this technology can be. And for brands, it's been a signal that now is the time to adapt or die. Now meet Sophie, a content marketer at a luxury fashion house. She has an overwhelming number of to-dos to get the fall line out the door. She turns to ChatGPT, thinking this might alleviate some of the burden. But when she's using the tool, she finds herself thinking, this is really generic. I could have wrote this myself in the time it took me to edit. What the heck is prompt engineering? What do you mean I still have to generate the visuals myself? Why am I even using this tool? I think it's safe to say that ChatGPT had failed Sophie. Now, enter Charlie, Sophie's hero, an AI marketing engine that keeps brand at the core of its outputs. In just a few simple clicks, Charlie was able to create ready-to-publish on-brand content across a number of different marketing channels. She was actually able to deliver the project ahead of time because she didn't have to become a prompt engineer. Oh, and those visuals she needed, that's included too. Now, Charlie couldn't be simpler to use. Step 1, upload your content. Step 2, Charlie researches your brand and trains on that information. Step 3, that's it. You now have your own custom AI marketing engine. And when we say custom, we mean it. Our platform is powered by a proprietary large language model built by us that has been chosen by marketers in over 80% of blind user tests versus other GPT models. This means that we can even deploy Charlie's capabilities in your enterprise technology stack. Now, Sophie is one of hundreds of thousands of content marketers, resulting in a $531 billion opportunity ahead of us. And we are executing on it fast. Since January 1st, we've generated 1 billion pieces of content, and on a weekly basis, we're generating over 100 million words, adding 2,500 plus users, and this has garnered Wall Street Journal picking us as a top generative AI company to watch. We've even brought home the Product Hunt Product of the Day trophy, not once, but twice. Now, to make this all possible, we have a team of AI experts that is uniquely positioned to execute on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We have over 20 years of applied AI experience between Costas and Despina, with Costas being the father of probabilistic forecasting neural networks, and Despina having built NLP functions for Fortune 500 companies. They're complemented by rockstar CTO and 4-time founder Ryan Carlton, and finally rounded out by myself, who built their AI acumen at SoftBank's Vision Funds and Uber's Advanced Technology Group. Now, Charlie is quickly becoming a brand's go-to tool for content marketing. But today, I am happy to announce the evolution of both our platform and the AI space itself. We call it Ask Charlie. Ask Charlie introduces an AI brain capable of reasoning, making decisions, learning you over time, and executing complex workflows. This means when Sophie goes to do the winter line, instead of checking off individual to-dos, she will simply ask Charlie. Thank you so much for your time, and come see us after.
Thanks, guys. All right, another round of applause, please. We're almost there, guys. This is our last category. Consumer brands and next-gen commerce. As mentioned earlier, XRC Ventures continues to invest behind teams transforming the future and the way we all interact and experience daily life. Whether enabling a more proactive and discerning approach to our purchasing decisions or designing new creative ways to realign economic incentives, consumer products, services, and technology remain a dazzling land of opportunity for innovation. So with that, I'd like to welcome our next presenters, Drew and Emilie, co-founders of Resist.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Drew.
And I'm Emilie, and we're the founders of Resist.
We make it easy to eat for balanced hormones and blood sugar on the go with doctor-recommended protein bars that have a clinically proven stable blood sugar response.
I have my master's in food studies and have experience working in the CPG industry for companies like June.
And I have a background in journalism, marketing, and content creation for brands like Thesis and Chick Soup Co. And I also have PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome, and insulin resistance. This used to be me. I was recently diagnosed. I was trying to follow what my doctor had recommended, which is a high-protein, low-sugar diet for better balanced hormones and stable blood sugar. So I quickly turned to protein bars to help fit into my busy schedule. But I started to feel terrible. And honestly, I'll say what everybody's thinking, I looked pretty terrible. And so I switched to more natural bars, the ones made with dates and oats and honey, and I thought that those would be better for me. But the sugar spiking ingredients in those bars triggered my hormonal symptoms the same way as the artificial bars. And I was frustrated. Because why were these seemingly healthy bars that worked for everybody else not working for my body?
That's because Drew is one of the 163 million Americans who have a hormonal imbalance, like the 28% of people with diabetes and the 12% of people with PCOS. All the disorders listed on the right are hormonal imbalances where food can either trigger or support symptoms. We're on a mission to provide confidence in on-the-go snacking.
That's why we teamed up with our medical advisory board to make the protein bar with the perfect amount of protein, fiber, and healthy fats for stable blood sugar. In addition, we used hormone health superfoods like cinnamon, chia seed, and maca. We also wrap that up in non-toxic wrappers that are free of common hormone-disrupting chemicals in food packaging, like BPA or phthalates. And to kick it off, we have a 6 times more stable blood sugar response than our top competitors.
Our customers include those with PCOS and endometriosis, diabetics, those who wear continuous glucose monitors, moms, athletes, and anyone who wants to feel balanced. Our customers regularly tell us how good they feel after eating our bars, and they even send us in their continuous glucose monitor data, proving we keep their blood sugar stable outside of a clinical setting. We have a 53% returning customer rate and a 4.9-star review rating. We also have a growing network of doctors and nutritionists who recommend our bars to their patients.
We're at the intersection of a massive opportunity between functional food, which is the fastest growing channel in grocery, hormonal health, and protein bars. And since we take a food as medicine approach, we found unique retail fit through doctors' offices, clinics, and medical spas. Our flavors are unique and they're delicious, meaning that everybody can enjoy the benefits of Resist and avoid blood sugar spikes and energy crashes.
Since launching in August, we've sold out 3 times. We were named a Target Takeoff brand. We're available at over a dozen retailers, and we've secured distribution. Lucky for you, we've managed to save a few samples for you to try out later.
So thank you for your time and welcome to the Resistance.
Raise your hand if you put sunscreen on today. Oh, wow. A lot of you. Great. It's a sunny day in New York. 1 in 5 people will get skin cancer in their lifetime. And daily sun protection is the #1 thing you can do to prevent it. I'm Christine, co-founder of Menu. Mineral skincare, elevated, uncompromising, and starting with sun care. Our team has over 70 years of experience, including creating the top-selling products at Neutrogena and caring for skin at Stanford Dermatology. We know sun care, and we have the expertise to create something better than anything else on the market today. let me tell you about Kayla. Kayla has a family history of skin cancer. She's starting to see sun damage on her face. She knows that sunscreen's essential, yet today's products are concerning and confusing to her. Do I use mineral or chemical sunscreen? How well do they protect my skin? Are they toxic to me? Do they harm the environment? Are they heavy and greasy? Do they leave a white cast on my skin? Kayla's a discerning consumer, but she's forced to compromise. Until now. Introducing MedsNow brightening sunscreen minerals. For the first time, discerning consumers like Kayla are able to have sun care without compromise because all minerals are not created equal. We've spent years developing our proprietary and breakthrough technology, and here's how we've perfected sun care. With the broadest spectrum protection, not just against UVB rays, but UVA, UVB, blue light, infrared, and pollution. Not just in the US, but against the stricter standards in Europe and Asia. A luxurious and nourishing formula that vanishes in all skin tones without a white cast. And that meets the highest safety and sustainability standards in the industry. It's really hard to achieve each one of those things, but we've nailed all three in an all-mineral formula. With sun care at our core, we've developed a full pipeline of dermatologist-designed mineral skincare. And expert testers and retailers have told us that MedsNow is the best they've tried. We are thrilled to announce that we'll be launching direct-to-consumer alongside the largest and most influential clean beauty retailer, Credo Beauty, both online and in stores across the country. And we're raising a pre-seed round to support the launch. So, come talk to us today at our table, try MedsNow for yourself, and join us as we push the industry forward yet again. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Francesco, co-founder of Cashew. Cashew is a marketplace that powers the sale of second-hand furniture by connecting physical stores to the online world. In 2020, my co-founder, Per, and I started a furniture resale business in the Bay Area. That's when we realized how hard it is to source, warehouse, sell, and deliver furniture all at the same time. So we learned how to code in order to build Cashew, with the goal of simplifying furniture resale by automating the process, from sourcing to drop-off. Indeed, most other resale industries, like used appliances, books, and electronics, have benefited from the advent of online shopping, but not used furniture. A staggering 80% of the furniture resale volume is still happening offline, limiting the revenue potential that consignment and second-hand businesses can unlock by addressing the wider online market. Let's consider Luis, running San Francisco's top furniture resale business. His mission is to go digital, but the reality is an uphill battle. He spends countless hours manually inputting listings on various platforms. Adjusting prices is a daily grind. Answering customer questions, an endless flow. And nationwide shipping remains a logistical nightmare. And it's not just Luis. Over 30,000 consignment store owners in the US are trapped in the same cycle, most not even daring to venture online. Enter Cashew, where business owners like Luis can set up an online shop within seconds. Instead of being confined to his store, Luis's furniture now catches eyes across the nation, increasing sales revenue by up to 20% within just 1 month. Cashew means instant digitization. No more juggling multiple platforms, customer queries, or logistical headaches. This is how it works. Luis connects his inventory and uploads his entire catalog with one click. We automatically cross-list Luis's furniture onto major marketplaces across the nation. Think Facebook, Craigslist, and Nextdoor, giving his furniture the national spotlight it deserves. Once a sale happens, Cashew springs into action. Our 300 and counting logistics partners offer insured, blanket-wrapped, local same-day delivery, or countrywide shipping. And for Luis, instant payouts and chargeback fraud protection, turning each sale into an immediate reward. We do not hold inventory, own trucks, or employ any movers. Driven by resilient store owners like Wils, the online segment of the $30 billion furniture resale industry is expected to grow by a whopping 250% by 2030. That's growing 3 times faster than traditional furniture retail. Within a year, Cashew has attracted $5 million of merchandise. We've grown our GMV to $200,000, growing at 30% month over month in the last quarter, and we have expanded to 4 US cities. That was done by just Peter and I. Before starting Cashew, we graduated in business in San Francisco and gained a computer science diploma from Stanford. Our combined operations and marketing experiences at Sausalito Ventures, Newport Holdings, Pop Neuro, and Education First have forged a solid foundation for leading Cashew into redefining furniture resale. And now, we are seizing this opportunity to become category-defining in the furniture resale market. And you are invited to join our mission to help entrepreneurs like Wils unlock new revenue potential. We are Cashew, and we power furniture resale. Thank you for listening.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Hollander, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Share Club. We're on a mission to revolutionize retail investing by offering rewards and discounts to shareholders. Imagine saving up to $2,000 on a Ford car just for owning Ford stock, or getting a free upgrade on a flight just for owning shares in the airline. This is not a distant dream, but a reality that Share Club brings to investors all across the US. My technical co-founder, James, and I are both 2-time founders and passionate financial optimizers. I have previous experience in fintech and investor relations, and James has over 8 years of full-stack development experience working for mom-and-pop shops all the way up to large-cap public companies. Meet Ethan, an enthusiastic retail investor who learned about Royal Caribbean's shareholder rewards program. Enticed by a $250 onboard F&B credit, Ethan went out and picked up shares in the cruise line. However, his excitement was short-lived after realizing that in order to claim his reward, it involved a pile of paperwork and a trip to the post office. However, companies like AMC and Royal Caribbean still offer these shareholder rewards programs because of their undeniable profitability. You see, retail investors who are engaged through these programs spend an impressive 40% more, contribute to a 74% greater share of wallet, and have 1.3 times greater shopping frequency than uninvested customers. You see, if it were easier for companies to start, scale, and administer shareholder rewards programs, many more would undoubtedly do it. So that's why we created Share Club, to give public companies a platform to offer and scale shareholder rewards, while giving retail investors a one-stop shop to browse all rewards and redeem ones they're eligible for. In just 3 clicks, we enable investors like Ethan to take advantage of rewards, including a $250 onboard F&B credit, just for owning shares in Royal Caribbean. And what's more, Ethan becomes a more devoted and loyal customer. As a result, Ethan knows that by spending money with Royal Caribbean, he's directly contributing to the company's top-line revenue, which should hopefully fundamentally boost the value of his investment. Ethan, looking to maximize the value of his investments, signs up for Share Club, links his brokerage account, and is instantly shown the rewards he's eligible for, as well as rewards on the platform from companies he's not currently invested in. For companies, Share Club makes launching a shareholder rewards program simple and scalable. They'll sign up, we'll help them launch and promote their shareholder engagement program, and from there, we're immediately able to give them access to valuable data, insights, and analytics as to who their retail investors are, so they can better marry shareholder and customer loyalty. In just 2 weeks since initiating our consumer marketing push, our traction has been phenomenal. Thousands of investors have signed up for Share Club, linking nearly $40 million in brokerage accounts. What's more is we're working with 2 NASDAQ-listed companies, and one of them, nearly 35% of their market cap, is represented by Share Club registered investors. This goes to show the power and influence we can have on a company's investor base when they work with us. Today, we are excited to announce the launch of our Shareholder Rewards Finder tool. By scanning the QR code on the screen, in just 2 steps, we will tell you the shareholder rewards you're eligible for. And if you're not yet eligible for rewards, we'll drop $5 into your account to get you started on your Share Club journey. Once again, my name is Sam Hollander, co-founder and CEO of Share Club. I look forward to connecting with you throughout the remainder of the event. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Shira Ivgi and I am the founder and CEO of Globe Thrivers, a travel community with a next generation loyalty program to turn your vacation inspiration into the perfect trip. Our team is perfectly positioned to build the future of travel planning, to name a few of us, with my expertise in driving growth and revenue at tech startups, Jonathan's deep understanding of the travel and hospitality industry, and Emmanuel's expertise in driving engaging social media content. It makes us a sure success. From 2016 to 2019, I was a travel and lifestyle blogger before it was trendy, partnering with brands and sharing my travels online. However, I put my passion on hold when I moved to Tel Aviv to start working in tech. Despite this, the requests for my recommendations continued to pour in. And it's kind of annoying getting 2 to 5 messages a day of people begging for recommendations. So I started basically aggregating everything I came across, all my travel inspiration, lists from friends, blogs, articles, inspiration from TikTok, Instagram, you name it, on my Notes app, and also planning it on my Excel spreadsheets. But turns out I wasn't the only one struggling with the same problem doing the exact same thing. 79% of travelers experience information overload, spending at least 10 hours planning a trip. And so I was thinking, why is there no solution out there that incentivizes people based off their traveling, sharing habits? And so this is where Globe Thrivers comes in. At Globe Thrivers, we believe that user-generated recommendations are just as valuable as your dollar, and that traditional transactional loyalty programs are outdated and siloed. As the world enters a new era of the internet, we are decentralizing the way that travelers earn and redeem rewards based off their preferred travel styles and sharing habits. So the next time someone asks you for your favorite list of recommendations, it'll not only be an opportunity to help them, but gain something in return. So how does it work? Globe Thrivers is closing the loop between inspiration and booking, a one-stop shop for all your travel needs. Members will download the app, create an account, and start posting and sharing their recommendations. With our AI-powered list builder, we can essentially aggregate all the inspiration that you come across on the internet and create a list that we can then extract the locations, and then you can share and compare with all your friends and community members. This is saving you time, stress, and you can earn rewards. So how do the rewards work? Anytime anyone engages with or benefits with your recommendations, you earn points. Points can be redeemed for benefits, discounts, upgrades, you name it. In order to actually redeem your points and unlock the booking feature on our app, you must purchase a premium membership. Once you purchase a premium membership, you can go ahead and unlock all the features. So now that you're able to do that, let's talk about who we're targeting. We are targeting millennial and Gen Z travelers, a segment spending $650 billion annually. And this is gonna last well beyond the post-pandemic travel splurge. 80% of this generation says that they are willing to pay for services that Globe Thrivers offers, including upgrades. And if you combine the annual membership fee and the commissions that we receive through bookings, our total addressable market is $24 billion. Globe Thrivers has onboarded over 2,000 travel and hospitality partners worldwide, and this was well before our launch. This really shows you their eagerness to truly revolutionize the customer experience journey travelers are experiencing and loyalty. Since our closed beta soft launch in March, we have onboarded 150 members, 25% of which have purchased a premium membership, and this is spanning across 15 countries around the world. We are truly so excited to see the engagement and traction that our platform has seen in just a short few months with no marketing investment. I am excited to announce our partnership with the Rosewood Hotel Group, a leader in high-end hospitality who joined our mission to revolutionize the travel industry and truly put travelers first. Now that we have secured this partnership and some early conversions, I'm excited to announce that we are now launching the pre-seed fundraising round. Our mission is to truly build the next generation of our product and truly put travelers first. So, who's ready to thrive with us and travel the globe? Thank you very much.